Welcome back to our tutorial. Today we work on our train, and last time we did some, but all in all I checked that and we have some changes to do. That means we start with this here. When you look at this, it is too small. It has no thickness, and we need thickness so that we can close the space between other parts and this part. So uh, we must go edit mode, then only with L, mark only this thing here, then P to separate selection. Now it is a single part. I do that because the other things I don't want to make solid, but this I want to make solid to give them a thickness. So I get here a modifier, a solidity modifier, and you see it will have a thickness now. You see it here, and I can handle that. That is good. Now we can easier close things because we have a space between them before we go through the material. Good. That was the first thing I seen. Then this ladder is really too small. We need them bigger. So we go into the second layer and go to our ladder, and we want to make the same as we did with this trailer. We want to have a solidify on it. So we click solidify, and now we look what happens when we get here a thickness. There are crazy things coming out. That is because we're in the plus. We must go in the minus. So when we go in the minus, then it's a little better. We can try even thickness. It isn't good. That is if you turn that wrong. So that for me is double thick than before. That we can take for now. The same thickness. We copy that, go in the field, look that is marked, then Control C to copy. Then we go to this handheld, and there we need the same. We need a solidify and go in thickness, and there when it's marked, Control V to input, and we get then the same value as here. And you see it's bigger now. Good. We go back and look what we done there now. And you see it is better. It isn't that good, but it's much better than the filigrane things before. So we let that is good one. Not too small, not too fat. Good. Then the next thing I saw is when we look here, the wheel comes out here and here more than in our picture. In our picture here, we see it don't come out really good. This brackets here, this part's too big. So what we can do, we go to second layer, we go here to our wheel holder, and we have to scale them. Before we do that, this part is longer as this part. So we go here with background selection and bring that near. Good. Then we have to small them down. That means we take this part, scale down. Then we take the middle part, scale down, scale as long as this is straight. Then you have the right dimension. Good. That was that. We look what happens in our front model. And you see now the wheels come out here much better. That is more that we want. The problem now is when you look to that, that now this breaks. No, this here, that, that, and that, and that must be smaller so that fits correctly with that. So we scale them down, and then we get that. That looks much better. And so we did it with all this stuff here. Scale down, then we have it. Good. Last time here. Surely you can make that all in on the original, so all these copies will done that at the same time. Um, but I don't want to make too much uh, on that, so I try to make it manually. Good. And that's normal. You did some modeling like the day before, and then you think all is okay. You don't see that anymore, that there are some errors. You see that when you reopen it next day or so, or you try to render that, then you see where the errors are, and then you must notice them and try to find some way to get that right done that we do here. There's bug fixing, like in a game, um, control system, or something else. That's every time the same. But we're near on a good, really good model. So don't worry about such little corrections. The whole thing is good. So did the last time. Next, this here is the last one. Okay, so we got that. The problem now is that these rings don't fit with the rest. So when we hit set, we see they are out of size that this one have. So we go back to solid mode, we go to front view, and we reposition them and scale them a little bit down, and that we make with all these rings. Bring them to that and scale down. Bring to position and scale down. Okay, that was one. Here's the second. Grabbing, go to down position, scale a little. Good. Grabbing, scale a little, and so on. Normally that is easier when you apply all this stuff and don't work with these instances. That is easier, sure. You can handle and fix them all together. But in this case, we will have later so much words that no computer can handle that. Because of that, we need instances. Without instances, we can't make this model. That is impossible. So because of that, we must work with that. So nearly done. Good. Good. And good. So That was that file save. Then the next problem was must think about, yeah, when we look at this part here, we see there is some cylinder in there, so we will build them first. So we go here and add mesh sphere, scale them down to size like that. Then we go in wireframe mode. With background selection, we delete the half of them. Now we have that. This don't must be so round, so we scale in the X. Then we need a copy of them, Shift D, rotate set 180, and then we can mark these two loops and spacebar, search, bridge, add loops. Then he closes it automatically. That is this thing that we need there. We smooth them, and that was it. This one has some outgoing pipes there, so we make there some, add mesh cylinder. I think 12 is enough. Scale down, rotate Y 90, scale down more, and we got that. We bring them into the other materials and copy them, Shift D, and bring them to the other side too. So we got that thing there. We bring them up to where it is fixed normally. Good. Then we get the whole thing and join them together as one. Give them a smooth. Then with Shift D, we'll make a copy of them and bring them to position on the other side. Good. That was that. Then when we look at this thing, it has a figure part on the top. So how we do that? We can make a hard way or a short way. I take the short way. So we mark the outer line, complete. So then Shift D, duplicate them. P to separate selection. Now it is a single object. It's, oh, sorry, that here that we have. Control Z to go back. There we don't need a solidifier on, so we can delete them. Now we can change it with Alt C and convert it to a curve, the mesh to a curve, and now we can handle the thickness of them. So we go here to full, then we can say the depth, and you see what happens. We have that line that is perfectly. So the only thing we can do is give them here more resolution that is rounder, but in this case I will say that will be good when we have not as much roundness. Yeah, so I will add that. That is okay. The only thing we can do, we can make there, if you want, you can make there an add split on it, then it's sharper, the whole thing. When we see it here, it has dark sides and so on. And when I give them here night split, then it's really white. Uh, and we can give them then a smooth too, and then we have a good result. I will let it now as it is. Then I've seen we have here uh, that thing must be in the bottom, so put them down. Then here, the down line, we have to come to the x position, so scale x0. Then we have a straight line there that is much better. Then we get here an open place that shouldn't be, so we take this whole thing, extrude that down, scale set 0 to make it straight, and then go into the other material so that it's closed correctly. That is good. Um, File, save. The next thing I saw was I must think this was much. That is that. I done that. Yeah, there's a railing here. You see that there's a railing on there, and we want to build them surely. So we go in there and give them add mesh an UV sphere. I think 24 is enough. Scale down to size like that. Then we can give them smooth. Then we need here this downcoming part. So add mesh cylinder 12 shoot. Then we scale down and scale and set. And then we got this here. We bring them over the other in the middle. That is good. The down part here will be smooth. Then bring them really in the middle. Then this both we join together as one. And we need for them two at this side, two at this side, and two at the other side. So in this case, we will make it manually. That means I grab that. Now we bring them on the other layer. So move with them to the second layer and Alt G to move them in the middle. Control G to give them a name. That is the holder one. Then we go back to the first layer. We need them here. So we add and here holder one. We see here's on this side there, and we want to bring them here on the material. So we bring them there, a little bit more down, a little bit more to the side. Yeah, now we are in the material. That is good. Good. Then with Shift D, we copy that. Then we get this both and Shift D to duplicate and bring them to the other side. Look that we are right in the middle. Now we are in the middle. Then with Shift D, we make a copy of that and bring it to this side. Rotate set 90 degrees. Bring them in the material. But in this case, we can give them a little bit more space to each side. So we can bring them a little bit like that. Good. Now we need the railing itself that we have here. Go to set. Oh no, set is too bad for that. We need this part here. So I get a line, but how will I see that good? That's the problem. We must look where we have it. That is now really a problem. We need this space there. And to make it easy, it's very good when we get this line here and then bring them into the other one. Look. Yeah, that is good. That is the line that we need. But we don't need this upper part because it's straight later. So with C and holding middle mouse wheel, we can deselect what we don't need. That is that. Now we make a copy of that, Shift D, then P to separate selection. Now we have that. We click on them. That here should be it. Yes, that is it. We don't need their solidify, so we get them gone. And then we grab and set. So that high where we make our holder, you see that there. Then that is a mesh. We need to convert them with Alt C to a curve. And then we take that here, give them a full and adapt, but not so much. Some like that. And that is good. So we must look that we are in this places there, and one isn't good that is so unround. I must look what we can do there. Smooth, don't bring so much. Smooth here, don't bring so much. That is bad one. I've seen that better. So we make it new other way. Delete. Yeah. So let me think. We look from top. There's the railing. So we need here a roundness. So we put in there add mesh curve and the circle. We scale them down so that we reach this coordinate here where the two comes together. And with this thing, we will make the roundness for that. So that is okay. We bring a little up that we are on the top of them. Look from top. Then we can give them here full. Then a depth. And I think that is enough to go straight through that. Then we give them here a 2. And then we Shift D and make a copy. Then we get this Alt C to make a mesh. Then we delete what we don't need. That is that here. With background selection, it's better. And where I am here, that we delete too. So we have this one railing part, and we get this here with Shift D and bring them to the other side, rotate X 180 degrees and bring them to the position where that fits with the holder. Good. Now we get the last loop and extrude them into the other material. And then we have the first part of that. Then we go in there and make it with the other side too. We mark the last loop, extrude, bring them into the other material. Good. Then we get these two loops, that here, and on the other side. And then we hit spacebar, search bridge add loop, and he makes it closed. Good. We done that, but we see that don't fits here, so that needs to adjust it. So we mark the last part there and bring them a little to the left, and in the whole thing a little down. Good. Then we look at the middle part, that is okay. And this part here isn't really okay. So we circle selection, we mark that part here and bring them a little bit more into. Good. Now we have this railing done too. That are simple mini things, but that makes the character of a model. These little things make great results later. Yeah, that looks good. So file save is done. Then I saw we see here two lines that we make with the holder there. And that means they are long. They are from the middle of the back part to absolutely front part. Okay. So first what we must do is to get this round bending to get into the rest. So we add curve, Bezier curve, rotate X 90 degrees, scale down, bring them in front of the train, and bring the first one up in two, and the last one where the first pipe will start. Now we take the left, grabbing, bring in position, take this one, bring in position, and now we can handle how it should look. And you see what we got. That is what we want, and then we can go out normally. The only thing we can do, we can try to bring that up absolutely straight, and that for me is good. So we have them. We need one the origin to the geometry, so we have it there. And the other one is one deeper. So with Shift D, we make a copy of them because that needs other bending then. Yeah, but we make the first one and then we see the other. So we have that here. We want to have a full curve with a depth. And I think when I look these pictures, where they are as thick as this thing there. So we look, think that is good. Little bit. Okay. Bring them into the material. We go back into, so we there. But we want to go. Let me look. Something is wrong here. We directly under the whole thing and it goes in front of the whole thing. Yeah. So that is another situation. That means we need to go up under the cage that we have there. And we need it here. And there it can be a little bit thicker, so we give them more like that. Yeah, good. And you see it's not round, so we give them here too. Or, yeah, that's enough for me. Good. We go a little bit more up. Yeah. Then we say it was here in the middle and goes to the end. So we need to convert that as a mesh. So Alt C, convert as mesh. Then we mark that all. Shift D to duplicate. Move them to the back. Rotate set 180 to turn them completely around. Good. And then we bridge them both. So we mark here a loop, mark there a loop, and spacebar, search, bridge, add loop, and it's done. That is the first one, and down under them comes the second. So we take now our other thing that we do, and we want to have it near under it. So we go in the edit mode, go there, where the middle must be of the second pipe there. So that's there. And then we must go in here that it fits with the other one. And that here is the same distance everywhere so that it looks good. So now we give them a full 2, make the depth like before, and give them a resolution of 2 or 1. I think 1 is enough. Yeah, good. Then we bring them into the material like before. Good. Then we have to convert them as a mesh. So with Alt C, convert as mesh, go edit mode, mark all, Shift D, and bring them to the front. Rotate set 180 to rotate them. Then we got that. We mark the loop ends and bridge them with spacebar search, bridge edge loops, and that was that. Good. We mark that both things, join them together as one, make a copy of them with Shift D and bring it to the other side too. So we go a little more out. I look from down there, and that can be a little bit more there, and that is good. So we got that all. Files, oh, file, save as, and I make a new version, version 6, save, good. Next is the holders of the pipes, that are 3, that are seen. I see them there. There are 3 straight parts that hold that whole thing. So for that, we add mesh cube, scale down to size like that, scale in the X, such like that, bring that in front, and it's a small thing, so we scale Y, and then we need to bend them in the other direction there. So that means we need here an edge loop, so control R and bring them here to the end. Then we get this face here and extrude them out. Then you see that is more dial dialoginal. I don't know the word in English, so I must speak so that I can. Good. Um, then we see this edge now is a little on the fourth way, so we bring them more that it fits together. Good. We now done that thing. We rotate x 180, rotate x 90. That is that. Rotate, and at first we make them a little bit shorter. It is too long. Good. Then rotate Z 90 degrees. Rotate Z 180. So good, we have that. And we bring them to our pipes there, and they hold them only in the middle part. So we bring them to the front and outside. And we see we need here to go down and then more into. Then you see that that can be in the wagon. So that means we must go with the pipes back to the Y, and then we can go back with the solder, and then he can go in this material. So we get the pipes to our holder, grab epsilon, Y, so we got that. Then we look from front, and we see it's maybe a little bit too small, so we scale it in the X, such like that. Then Shift D, duplicate them, make here one, Shift D, make there one. Mark them all three, join them together, Shift D to duplicate, bring them to the other side, rotate Z 180, and bring them into the wagon. And bring the pipes in there. Let's look what we got here. That is on the wrong place because the axis don't was in the middle. So normally you must make it here to the geometry before you copy that from the other side, and then you will have a good result. So we got that. We bring them into, and then that fits too. Good. For today, we're near to finish. One thing I seen is this thing here. It comes out and has this hand holder there. So we make that. We give them here add mesh cube, scale down a little bit in the set, and we need longer, so scale Y and bring that in front. So here and more up and into. Bring it in the middle. Good. Then this hand holder we need. We have done them before. We can put this thing, move to layer 3. We done before, add this thing here, so we can get them from here and With L, we mark them. With P, we separate them. Now I can have them and bring the origin to the geometry. And now I have them. Oh, shift, go back, shift D, make a copy of that. Now we have it. Good. To geometry and bring them back to our thing there. What that is, I don't know. We delete it. Good. Then we mark all, bring them down, rotate X 90 degrees, bring them into a little bit higher, a little bit more to the side, a little bit more out, and then we have that. Okay, make it a little bit more there, and Shift D to duplicate, bring them to the other side, rotate set 180, and bring it into. Good. And you see, we've not done much, but we have 9,000 words in the moment. That is because I don't make all these instances. When I make it with all, we have 0. But that is, for the moment, is okay. But when you think on all the other things, you can imagine how many that are in next 3 parts also, yeah. So be careful with that. So we done our project fine. It looks 1,000 times better than yesterday. That is a good news. Uh, we can make a short render of that. We now see here the wheels better. We have this thing done. This is bigger than the other one. We have their railing done. We have make the front panel there. Here I need to small it down, and here maybe scale a little bit into, but you can do that if you want. I think about it. Okay, so we see us in the next tutorial. Bye.